Maybe it's better. Oh, and I can see. Okay, so I have a corrupt driver. Just going back a little bit very, very quickly, guys. Again, this is just so we can store and watch later. Of course, the disclaimer, we are not financial advisors. The financial decisions are 100% up to you. We are just trying to debug the market with all the tools available. If you're getting approached via the comments or via DMs or via email by somebody claiming to be from David Tech, and yeah, that's 100% not us. If you wish to speak to a staff member, you have the Discord server. You can write your message inside the general chat, and of course, you can click the member name and confirm it's actually a staff member. We also have the not really new, the support chat available on our website. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get in touch with us as well. And also these streams, we actually proved that we are not AI. Thank you very much, Marco, for letting me know. I think I have a corrupt driver, like I'm using something to filter out this microphone, and for some reason it's crashing here and there, but yeah, all good. We are completely fine now. So if you have any questions, guys, make sure to let me know either in the chat or you can speak directly. This is an open chat session. You can either use the chat in the live stream over YouTube, over X, where I can see your comments, or you can mouse over the voice chat name, which there is a small chat bubble which says open chat, and you can write your question directly. If you wish to not be recorded inside the stream, just let me know and I'll mute the stream, just in case you do not wish to be included in the live stream. So this, again, is recorded on YouTube for later keeping. Today's agenda, today would be 14th April 2026. On today's agenda, we have one very, very big topic, which would be the elite backtesters setups. And of course, a couple of more if we have the time. I'm not going to bore you guys with all of the charts. Maybe I'm going to distribute them a couple every day. We're going to cover everybody. It's just that we don't waste, not really waste, I don't mean that, but it's like boring a little bit to just review the charts and not actually optimize, because I love to optimize, for example, to improve my charts all of the time. So this is just going over of the happenings of the week. So let's just move forward with the charts for today. Let's do half of the proposed. I believe I have more than 20 available for today. So yeah, going first, we have a setup over TradingView. We have the chart time frame of 2 hours. Let's see the performance of 1,200%. We have the maximum drawdown of 26%. I'm just making sure that the text can be viewed on stream and also the share screen as well. Yes, it's perfect. We have the total trades of 140. It's, I would say, like a bare minimum. I do have a recommendation to see each unique trade. That means that you should probably aim to have some more trades. We aim for more trades just so we can combat the effect of overfitting, because if we don't have much trades, that means that we either cherry picked these conditions, which might never happen again, or these particular trades out of some other conditions, and they might be, again, cherry picked and the conditions will happen. And of course, we might have different results that we are expecting. So that's why it's also very important to also incubate, because you never know until you actually incubate if you have a strong, dependable strategy. The win rate 61% and the profit factor of 2.2. Performance of the past months doesn't tell us so much. I mean, there are definitely some profitability patterns. For example, January, February, May, September, October, and December have been always profitable. Equity curve, again, unfortunately, we can see each unique trade, which isn't the end of the world, really. It's just a green flag, in my opinion, in order to consider that this strategy is a lot more reliable in regards to overfitting. However, equity curve overall shoots up to the stars. We do have 1,200% profit, so yeah, overall looks very good. Buying and holding, if we compare to that, starting from example from April 2024, so that's about 2 years worth of performance. The buy and hold performance would be negative 87%, being very close to the minimum ever of negative 89%, with a maximum ever of just 65% being, I suppose, around here. Our strategy is on a whole different league. The minimum ever performance was negative close to 3%, with the current performance being actually at the very, not really at the very top, but very close, 1,210%. So overall, looks very, very good. Next, we have a setup on Mantle on 30 minutes. Here we have the stiff surge, which is one of the very best strategies within Davitech. We have a performance of close to 500%, maximum drawdown just 16.9%, total trades 166. The win rate a little low, 33.7% than our, I would guess, average, but the win rate doesn't tell us everything, of course. It's just we are expecting on a defined amount of trades how many are going to be winners. So for example, on average is very, very close, 1 out of 3 trades to be a winner. It doesn't mean that we are going to have a win and 2 losses every time, or a win, a loss, a win-win, a loss, and anything like that. So it's like definitely no pattern. It's just that on average, on 166 trades, that win rate happened. So that means also that you could have the first 66.3% of wins happening first, and then the losses afterwards in total. So building a strategy like, for example, martingale or anything like that could be very risky, because as you might be aware, martingale in the end is against you. It could work at the beginning if you double, for example, on each losing trade. Like, for example, in casino, in the roulette, it's a very popular strategy. In the end, you might get into like 20 losses in a row, and you don't have the money to double. That's pretty much why the win rate is an important metric, but it's definitely not the most important one. Profit factor 1.77, and yeah, the equity curve looks pretty good, a little bit flat here and there, but yeah, overall, it's again shooting up to the stars. Performance of the past months, again, I don't see any pattern. March was always a winner this year and also the previous one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We do have also the buy and hold equity line here, the blue line, which would be the the yellow down here. Current performance since January 2025, so about 1 year and a couple of months of buy to hold would be negative 50%, and it would be around as well in the minimum side of things. The maximum ever would be positive 60%. Our strategy, however, has been crushing it. It's actually very, very close to the maximum ever, with a performance of 460% and a minimum ever of 0%. So our strategy never went below our initial capital. So yeah, overall looks pretty good. Let me see if there is any questions. All good so far. Then we have a setup on Ethereum. We have the 90 minutes. We have also the McGinley trend followers, which is again one of the very best strategies within Davitech, with a performance of 6,000%, very good. Maximum drawdown 23%, total trades 352. We do have the win rate of 58% and the profit factor of 2.1. Equity curve looks pretty good, a little bit like a diesel torque curve. So it's taking a little bit of while to catch up, but whenever it does, it shoots up to the stars. Recent performance isn't the best ever. We have here the 1 month and a half, which is around about 9% into the negative, which we do have here and there a lot of 2 months of losses in a row. So it's nothing really concerning, in my opinion. It just happens. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very successful months in a row. Here we had as well a pattern of 5 months. Here we had two losses in a row as months, then we have 2 wins in a row, then we have another negative one. So yeah, they could happen at any moment. It's just, if for example May as well would be negative, there could be like a red flag in order to maybe consider to incubate a little bit more the strategy. So other than that, the total trade is 352, the profit factor 2.1. Let's see the buy and hold performance starting from January 2022, so about 4 years and a couple of months. We would be negative 21% with a minimum ever of negative 66% and a maximum of 57%, I suppose, around here. Whenever you can see the blue line, I can barely see it. However, our strategy has been killing it. It's very, very close to the maximum to the top right here. Regardless of the previous 2 months of not so great performance, we have currently 6,000% and the maximum ever close to 7,000%. And the minimum ever would be negative 0.6%. Maybe right here at the beginning, our strategy started actually with a loss. Then it got its like 50% win rate. A win happened, a loss happened. Maybe the win was a little bit bigger, but overall, I suppose it's like a win and a loss. And of course, you do have some wins in a row, some losses in a row. But overall, on average, we do have a win rate of 58%. Next, we have Cake on 45-minute chart time frame with the Heikin-Ashi CE strategy. I've seen some comments of people claiming this strategy is repainting. Make sure, guys, that you're not using different types of candles rather than the main ones, the ones called candles. Never ever try to backtest with Heikin-Ashi because, for example, the Heikin-Ashi is a formula applied to the price on which you want to backtest. You want to backtest and trade the price in your coins, for example, in dollars or USDT, in whatever you guys want the collateral to be, Cake against USDT in this example. Make sure you do backtest and trade these particular amounts, because, for example, if you're going to backtest Cake against USDT but trade with gold, I suppose, or any other kind of token, you're definitely not going to see the same performance. So you're going to see, for example, maybe some percentages being the same, but then you're going to have to also apply a formula to maybe it's not the best example ever because Heikin-Ashi formula is a little bit different than the exchanging the collateral token, but you see what I mean. You have introduced something different to the system. So of course your results are going to be different than expecting. Also with the Heikin-Ashi, the entries and the closes of the candles are different because again, they are a formula of the price, not the price at that time. For example, on each 30 minutes, if you already, for the example in particular, on each 45 minutes, we are closing a candle. Heikin-Ashi candles have a formula applied on the price at that level, and so on. So make sure you do always use the normal candles. Also, on another advice would be to never use multi-time frame. For example, we can see in the settings we have some confluence right here in the extra indicators. There you go. Enable multi-time frame. We can use, for example, here to get the data on a different chart of the same coin. In my opinion, you should definitely not use it. Maybe use it if you know what you're doing, but as a beginner, as somebody which doesn't understand what I'm saying, you should definitely stay away from these settings. Hello, everyone. I'm late. That's the whole purpose of recording. So you actually didn't lose anything. Welcome to the stream, Labeling Blue. So yeah, overall, the equity curve, back to the strategy, the equity curve looks very, very good. Profitable, goes up straight to the stars. Let's see the performance of the past months. We do have some winnings patterns. For example, January was always profitable. April was as well profitable. May, July, October, and November definitely looking very, very good. Since again we have about a 60% win rate. Also, the maximum drawdown was very good, 15%. So there could be also a room for improvement. For example, we can risk a little bit more in order to achieve some more profits. There's also many trades for 124. Maybe you could cut, for example, like 20% of these trades in order to improve maybe the maximum drawdown or the profits, or even better, the win rate. Let's see. So the buy and hold performance starting from January 2024, so about 2 years and 2 months. We do have the buy and hold performance of negative 46%, minimum ever being negative 58%, and the maximum ever of 55%, I suppose, around here in 2024. Our strategy, however, is again on a whole different league. Current performance being very close to the maximum one as well. Currently 450%, maximum ever 486%, with a minimum ever of negative 5%, I suppose, around here at the beginning. So let's move forward. Here we have 1000 units of Pepe over 3 hours chart time frame. So this is pretty much like a very long-term strategy. We do have again the Heikin-Ashi strategy with a crazy performance of close to 13,000%. In order to achieve this kind of crazy amounts of profits, you will have to take all of the trades from the beginning with the fees applied, with the commissions applied, all the wins in this particular order, and so on, in order again to achieve this performance. We have the maximum drawdown of 27%, and I think we are still in a trade. I saw that moving. Yeah, we are in a trade. We have the maximum drawdown 27%. We have the total trades of 150. We can see each unique trade, but it's not the end of the world. Again, it's just my opinion. In order to stay safe, you should see, like, for example, here, you don't see each unique trade as a dot on the chart, but it could be 100% working. The win rate is a flat 60% and the profit factor of 2.2. Performance over the past months, I mean, there is an unprofitable pattern, I suppose, in April. We do have negative 2%, negative 8%, and then negative 16%. Hopefully, it's not multiplying with the previous one, like it did over here. But it could be an idea to not trade this strategy within April. Then as well, maybe start to consider maybe trading it on May. See, for example, what happens in May. So just incubate it for like 1.5 months until May is over, and then you can consider to start it on June, because as you can see, the year in the past performance should be pretty green. Other than that, equity curve again looks like a diesel torque line over time. We do have the buy and hold as well, going over a little bit here and there, but definitely our strategy is a lot better. We do have the performance of buy to hold since 2023 summer, so about close to 3 years up until now. We do have the current performance of 200%, which is very good. I mean, definitely seeing close to everybody like in the negative. So seeing something profitable with 3 digits, that's very good. We all know the crazy journey of 1000 of Pepe. So yeah, I'm very happy to see that. We do have the maximum ever of 1700%, I suppose, around here, with a minimum ever of negative 50%, I suppose, maybe around here at the beginning. Our strategy, however, on a whole different league, current performance being very close to 13,000%, with the maximum ever close to 15,500%, and with a negative ever of 0%. So our strategy pretty much started at the beginning to be profitable, and we never lost our initial capital. Next, we have ADA Cardano over 1 hour chart time frame. We do have the Super F plus the dead zone, a mix between 2 great indicators. We do have the performance close to 950%, maximum drawdown 16%. So maybe if you wish to risk a little bit more, you should look into it, maybe like a 20% maximum drawdown. Our community averages, it's like 20 to 25%, and as well you're going to exceed the 1000 or plus percent. Hey Vlad, when will be possible to copy bots from Strategy Factory AI to TradingView again? At the moment, we are working on a renaming scheme. You can definitely check David's announcement on the general chat about 4 or 5 hours ago. So after we finish that, of course, being very, very close to the end of the month, and of course the refresh and everything for the elite backtesters, the website and the function will be widely available for everybody. You can also DM me your email address to have a look for you as well. And making sure that you have all of the rights available for your particular role. So back to the strategy, we do have 226 total trades. You cannot see each unique trade, so in my opinion, that's very, very good. We do have the win rate of 58% and the profit factor of 1.68. Performance of the past months, I mean, there are definitely some profitability patterns. January, February, July, August, September, and November have been always profitable. On the other side, October, I believe, that's the only one that was always in a negative. So maybe it could be an idea to pause the strategy if you're going to consider to go live in October. Other than that, let's see here very, very quickly. So we have about 2 years worth of backtesting. The buy and hold would be currently negative 61%, which is pretty much very close to the minimum ever. We do have the maximum ever of 100% performance. However, our strategy is crashing it. It's pretty much in the 1000 units being currently and the maximum as well, with a minimum ever of 0%. So we have actually never lost any cent of our initial capital. Then we have GOAT on 1 hour chart time frame. We do have the MACD liquidity spectrum with a performance of 600%. We have the maximum drawdown of 20%. Total trades 184. We can see each unique trade, but again, it's not the end of the world. We do have the win rate of 67%, which is very good. So on average, we are expecting every 3 trades to be in the pattern of 1 win and 2 losses. This is again an average that happened in 184 trades. If you're going to take a look, for example, in January, maybe we had like 10 total trades and 8 of them were losses and 2 wins. So again, this is pretty much between 184 trades. But it's very good to know what you would expect in the future to maybe build some interesting position sizing adjustments. For example, if you want to take a more custom route, maybe whenever you are losing, you do expect 2 wins to happen right after that on average. So maybe you could increase your position. Again, it's something interesting in my opinion. We have the profit factor as well of 1.9. Equity curve, a little bit rough at the beginning, but eventually after after about close to half a year, it did eventually shoot up to the stars. So we have the data since October 2024, so like 1 hour and a half, 1 year and a half. We do have the buy and hold performance currently being negative 96% with a minimum ever of negative 97% and a maximum of 111, I suppose, around here. Our strategy, however, it's killing it currently 600% profits, maximum ever 621% with a minimum of 4.3%. Making sure there is no question. Oh, I answered, I believe, your question as well in the Discord, so we are all good. And yeah, moving forward, we do have set up on Solana over 2 hours chart time frame. We do have the DMH, which is one of the newest strategies within Davidtech, released about 1 month ago. We do have the total profits of 23,000%, which is amazing. I think it's the best one for today. Let's see what's forward. With a maximum drawdown of 25%, we do have 258 total trades. We do have also the win rate of 61% and the profit factor of 2.1. I believe this strategy has been incubated on April 6th. So let's see the live trading, how it has been going. So we had just one loss so far, so nothing really worrying. Yeah, equity curve looks, again, result work curve. Takes a little bit of while to start, but then it did eventually went very, very well. We are close to the maximum top ever as well. So we have the performance for about close to 5 years in August. The buy and hold would be currently up 100%. So I believe around here, I guess. Negative on the minimum would be negative 73%. And the maximum would be 515. Excuse me, guys, the maximum ever would be actually around here. We are pretty much here. Please excuse me. Our strategy, however, would be currently up 23,000%, being very close to the maximum of 24,000%, I suppose around here. And the minimum ever would be negative 1%. I believe our strategy started with a loss or something like that, but it did eventually go up. And yeah, looking great. Performance of the past months, I would like to cover that as well. There are definitely some profitability patterns. For example, May has been always profitable, which is happening in 15 days. So maybe could be an idea to follow a little bit the strategy in the coming days. October has been always profitable. And yeah, not so much on the negativity, I suppose. And yeah, again, looks very, very good. Next, and I believe we should conclude with this one. So I could answer any questions. If you guys have any questions about David Tech, feel free to write them in the chat or interrupt at any moment or wait for the questions and answers segment for today. So the last one for today, I have for you a Solana setup on a 1 hour chart time frame. We do have the DMH again with a more, I suppose, down to earth performance, 887%, maximum drawdown 25%, total trades 208. We do have the win rate of 58% and the profit factor 1.5. Equity curve looks very, very, very good. We also have the buy and hold since January 2024, so about 2 years and 2 months, 3 months. We do have the current performance negative 11%, minimum ever would be negative 16%, and the maximum ever of 161%, maybe around here. Our strategy, however, is crashing it. Currently 887%, maximum ever above 1000%. And again, minimum ever 0%. Our strategy started with a couple of wins and was never actually negative on balance. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, with the charts that I have prepared for you for today. I'm going to stuff in the others in the coming days as well in the future shows. Let's see, suddenly I can add exchanges on the new Bullrun site. I believe that David is migrating all of the functions of Strategy Factory website to the Bullrun one, bullruns.ai. So I'm going to let everybody know if there is any issue, but all I know that the bots are 100% working. There is pretty much like maybe like a UI interaction again. We are pretty much aiming to do the transition as fast as possible, as reliable as possible, but please expect a couple of little problems like these ones in the coming hours. All right. No problem. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys, on today's agenda. If you have any questions, feel free to start writing them in the chat. I'm going to also do the next segment very, very quickly in the performance update. As you guys might be already aware, we're pretty much crushing the exchange's top traders, copy traders, and so on. You can definitely check the share your wins chat inside Discord to see some testimonials as well about our community. We are in the top 1.3% traders as well over Bybit. Our good old friend Fishing has received the notifications as being in the top 1% traders. There's also his $1,000 challenge. You feel free to visit, guys, on tradeharbor.com.au with a dash in the middle of Trade Harbor. I just shared the link with everybody in the chat to have a look at his challenge and also his website. There's also Trigger.trade, our reliable bots platform. Make sure to check it out and try it. For tomorrow, we do have Bullisher Yuli, our electrical engineering teacher, coming along with a new, very interesting indicator, in my opinion. Since we are starting on Wednesday, so to not mess around with our schedule of Monday having a new release and then coming back again at it on every Wednesday and turn the indicator into a strategy in order to not change the I suppose, the going of the show. We are going to present to you something very new. He's been working on a meta indicator, which I would not like to spoil because it's looking very, very interesting. It's made out of a lot of components, so it's going to be very interesting how we can actually trade and so on. There's going to be, of course, the new setups that I'll continue to do for today. We also have my AI vibe coded indicators on which I'm going to update you guys as well. To be honest, I haven't checked them for, I guess, 2 weeks since I last spoke about them. So it's going to be very interesting to see that 90+% win rate strategy, how good it went, I guess. And of course, as we conclude our tests with it, we can actually start to work a little bit more into creating the David X strategies out of these indicators. Because again, they're a little bit different than our classic strategies and the systems of trigger trade and of course our bots strategies. They are pretty much used to the David X strategy, so these are kind of new. They are based on a conditional order. So for example, the price has to get into a particular level in a particular amount of time in order to have a fired trade. So yeah, a little bit different, but definitely worth exploring. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, so make sure you do not miss the stream. And of course, some more answering to your questions. Maybe something big happens with the AI space. I've seen that Kimi K2.6 coder version has just released a couple of hours ago. So yeah, the AI space never sleeps, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about David Tech, feel free to write it down in the chat. I'm going to also check the YouTube chat as well. Let's see. I see a couple of people writing in the chat. Make sure to take your time, no worries. Other than that, again, we are very, very busy on migrating onto the new website. I know that's a little bit out of nowhere for everybody. It's definitely for us as well. Oh, I've been signed out. I think the 7 days of being logged in have went by. What a good time to be signed out right at the end of the show. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, guys, for today. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to definitely stay in the chat with you guys if you have any questions after the stream. So make sure to write in your questions. They are definitely going to be answered. Without further ado, I would like to wish you guys a very good day, and I'll see you in the next event tomorrow at a similar time over Discord, over YouTube, and over X. Thank you very much, guys, for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.